Hi Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your March 2020 full moon reading for you. Now, the impact of this full moon will last from March 9th, which is the day of the full moon in March, to April 7th, which is the day of the next full moon. So from full moon to full moon. Now, if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also to subscribe to my channel. So let's dive right in. Now, Sagittarius, I'm going to be moving your Queen of the Moon cards and your Moonology cards over to the side. These will be layered on top of the tarot at the end to really let the moon speak for herself as she, in the way that she will impact you during this time in conjunction with the tarot. So let's see here. How will Sagittarius be affected by the March 2020 full moon? How will Sagittarius be affected by the March 2020 full moon? How will Sagittarius be affected by the March 2020 full moon? How will Sagittarius be affected by the March 2020 full moon? Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. Fantastic. At the center of everything, we have the 10 of Pentacles. So that is absolutely wonderful. That is prosperity that lasts generations coming in. The Hanged Man, seeing things differently than everybody else. The 6 of Cups. It can be moving towards childhood goals, like remembering the joy and the prosperity, but also moving away from something that has held you back for quite some time. Then we have the Queen of Cups. This is a water sign energy, a Pisces, a Scorpio, a Cancer. This is really coming to things and from the heart, which leads you to the 4 of Wands, which is happiness, joy. This is a celebration akin to a wedding, just this beautiful success and prosperity, new job opportunities, and it comes with a moving away and a confronting heartbreak, pain, disappointment with the 3 of Swords, and it leads you to the Queen of Wands. Sagittarius, you are a fire sign energy. You are represented by the Wands in the minor arcana, by the Temperance card in the major arcana. Then we have the 2 of Cups, the minor arcana Lovers card, the 5 of Cups, you change your mind, you change your whole entire life, and the King of Swords, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This is you knowing your mind and really not taking anybody's bull. So that is going to be really fantastic for you. You also have this beautiful connection with water sign energies, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, air sign energies, again, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Just this sense of your heart and your mind really being connected during this time. And it's moving you forward to this beautiful marriage of self, of determination, of soul. Now here, I have set up this whole entire progression of this moon. So the full moon is in Virgo, and this says, you are good enough. So this is kind of the mantra for this full moon. Now, I think that's a bit rude because I think it means, it kind of, to me, it sounds kind of demeaning. You're good enough. It's kind of like placating, condescending energy. But really, I'm not. The more I look at the Virgo full moon, the more I realize it's not saying you're good enough. It's like you're passable. It's more as it's saying you're good enough. It's like, what makes you think that you're worth less than everybody else? So when we think we're worthless, we think that we are worth less than everybody else. And here you are starting to embrace your power, your truth, your prosperity, and knowing that, you know what, nobody has all the answers. You can have a lot of questions, but the answers, they're hard to come by. And what's happening during this full moon is power is around you, okay? The full moon is a spotlight. It's a spotlight on our previous lunar cycle. It is a spotlight on our souls and ourselves. And it is also a surrendering to the divine. So as you surrender to the divine, as you have the spotlight on your determination, on the way that you want to move forward, you realize that not that I am good enough, I am enough. Who I am, where I'm heading, how I'm getting there, I am enough. And sometimes it might not be seen by others. And sometimes it isn't even seen by ourselves. We can sit there and think, oh my gosh, there's so much more I have to do. There's so much further I have to go. I most definitely am not enough. During this time and in this moon, you are. You are, and as that is illuminated within your heart, within your soul, within yourself, the supermoon comes in, and it says emotions are running high. Why? Because you're turning everything on its ears. Instead of coming from a place of lack, you're coming from a place of prosperity. Now, Virgo also is the fix-it, right? Virgo is the fixer. Virgo is the helper. Virgo is the one that says, oh, I'll do it. I'll do it. So be very mindful here, Sagittarius, that you don't take everything upon your shoulders and say, oh, don't worry, I'll do it. Be helpful, yes. But the first person you need to help, it's kind of like when the air masks go down in a airplane. The first person who needs to put on that mask is you, before you help the person next to you. So make sure that you are helping yourself during this time, because with emotions running high, it can be that helpfulness, that fix-it mentality is a huge part of you, right? You're helping everybody else, but emotions will run high when you get resentful, when you feel overlooked, underappreciated. Because here, during this full moon and during this supermoon, you have attraction here. You are attracting to yourself what you want, be it negative or be it positive. Your power of attraction is really intense. And so it can be absolutely beautiful. It can be attracting to yourself what you desire, the way that you want to move forward, what you've always dreamed of. But it can also be attracting feeling overwhelmed, feeling out of place, feeling as if you're never listened to, feeling as if there's miles to go before you can possibly even remotely think of being where it is that you want to be or moving forward how you desire. Of course, everything falls. And this moves us to the fact that this moon is also the worm moon. So just fixing these minor technical difficulties here. There we go. All right. So this full moon is also the worm moon. And I love the worm moon, even though it's, not the sexiest name for a moon, most definitely. But I love this picture here. It says faith. It's having faith within ourselves that we can plant the gardens that we want for our lives. And it's having faith within ourselves that our soil is rich. Why? Because this moon is an earth moon. And even if it wasn't an earth moon, here there's just this huge sense of grounding that comes with the worm moon. And it comes with a connection with the earth, a connection with the soul, a connection with the self. And if you're in the southern hemisphere, you're pulling the blanket up, you're getting ready for winter. If you're in the northern hemisphere, the worms, they are awakening within the soil, especially if you're someplace really cold. The soil is starting to defrost, the soil is getting richer again, the worms are moving through it. So there is a sense of awakening towards power. And there is a sense of embracing your power, your truth, being pregnant with endless possibilities. And also beautiful determination, passion, and power of self. It leads you to, during the new moon, which is going to be on the 24th of March, it leads you to being ready for new beginnings. Now, why are you ready for new beginnings? Because I really do feel as if during this time, Sagittarius, you're going to be like, I got this. So when the new beginnings come, you've already passed through the spring equinox. Now, the spring equinox will be on the 19th. Now, this is the fall equinox if you are in the southern hemisphere. So this is an awakening of the earth or a moving towards slumber. During this time, I really see this as you claiming your power as you see it. You're walking through a portal. You're stepping through to the other side. Either you're entering towards winter, entering towards a hibernation, or you're moving from a hibernation to an awakening. This is a time where you will start to see your power, your truth, your purpose moving you forward. And you're changing your mindset. Now, this moon really has me thinking of the goddess Hestia. Now, Hestia in Greek mythology, she's my favorite goddess. And she, excuse me, she is the goddess of the hearth. Now, the goddess of the hearth is so important because every single ancient Greek and ancient Roman, they had a hearth and it was the center of their home. That's where the saying comes, the hearth is the center of the home. And so here, there is a sense of power and beauty and warmth and truth. And this passion, it says, it's time to take action. This passion is a part of you during this time, with the hearth being at your center, with the fire, with this air sign energy, this fire sign energy fueling you forward, moving you forward, right? With Aries right here. Now, this is important because Hestia could have been one of the main Olympic gods. And what happened is that you needed the same amount of gods as goddesses, and there was one extra goddess. They didn't know who to kick out. They didn't know who to say, you know what, you can't be a goddess, you can't, so they were like, do we get rid of a couple of gods? Do we make it only one main god, one main goddess? What do we do? There was going to be a whole new war. They had just finished fighting the Titans, and Hestia was warred out. She was like, listen, I don't want this. I don't need to be a main Olympic god. I need to just be the goddess that I am, of the hearth, of the home, and I'll step down. I'll step down to keep the peace. And she did. And because of her following her truth and her saying, this is who I am, she had a shrine in every single household. And the hearth is still worshipped today. Maybe not worship in a, gods and goddesses way, but it's still what people gravitate towards. When it's cold, you go towards the fire. No matter what the climate is, you are drawn towards a fire. It connects people. And that's what I see here. During the new moon, during the sense of new beginnings, of new passions, of new powers, of new starts, you are following your connection, your soul, yourself, and you are seeing this passion connecting you, especially as a fire sign. Oh my goodness. As a fire sign here, Sagittarius, you are really moving forward towards what you desire, and you're really letting your light shine through. And as you do so, you have the full moon in Libra that's coming on April 7th, and this brings balance. And it says a win-win outcome is forecast. You are going to see a balance moving you forward. You are going to see you being a winner, being the person who overcomes and accomplishes, and it comes through embracing new beginnings. Now, during March, your totem animals, your spirit animals, for this time are the wolf spirit and the whale spirit. The wolf spirit says, turn knowledge into wisdom. So you're going to see all the hardships, all the pains, all the disappointments you have been through have made you wise, have given you a power and an authority that you have never had before, or that you might have always felt was out of your reach. So here you are stepping into that power and into that wisdom. And it's moving you towards the whale spirit, which says trust in the great mysteries. Trust that you don't have to know everything. Trust that you don't have to have everything figured out. Trust in the great mysteries. And as you trust in the mysteries, you will start to see the world falling into alignment. You will start to see yourself being empowered. And in April, your spirit animals, your totem animals for this time are the wolf spirit and the hawk spirit. So the wolf spirit is very important. The fact that you are turning knowledge into wisdom is astoundingly important and prevalent to you during this time. And then it leads you to the hawk spirit, which says, let spirit be your guide. Let spirit guide you forward. Let spirit take the wheel. You don't have to be in control. You don't have to understand. Following the heart, the soul, and having faith within yourself is really going to open doors and expand your opportunities and expand your prosperity. Now, at the center of everything here is the Ten of Pentacles. This is prosperity that lasts generations. This is prosperity that moves you forward. This is a sense of coming into your own. This is also a completion of a cycle when it comes to money. So there can be, or wealth, what you value as much as money. There can be a sense of you looking at things in a new light, seeing yourself more prosperous than you have before, seeing yourself having a right to prosperity, whereas before you might have doubted it, because with the Five of Cups, this is you changing your mind, changing the way you see things, and you're changing your whole entire life. Instead of looking at the negative, instead of looking at the Three Cups and the cups that are being spelled out, you are looking at the two cups that are full. You have the Two of Cups right here, the Minor Arcana Lover's card. You are looking at the love, the peace, the joy, the prosperity, the power that is moving you forward. And as you do so, you're going to find here, Sagittarius, that you really see things differently than everybody else. And you've thought of that kind of as a curse. I'm not going to lie to you. Not as like, a curse, but you're going to sit there, and you have sat there, Sagittarius, and said, why can't I be like everybody else? Why can't I fit in? Or why can't I think like everybody else? Why don't I have this around me? And the fact of the matter is, Sagittarius, is that you have this beautiful way of connecting with people, of pulling people closer. You have this beautiful passion, okay? You're the calmest of the fire signs, but also beautifully driven, a way of seeing everybody spark. And because you have that light to you, because you have that beauty to you, yes, it makes you unlike everybody else, but it also gives you a richness and a beauty and a passion and a power that is exquisite. And if you were like everybody else, you wouldn't have that. And so here, it is really embracing your truth. It's really embracing you. And it's not changing your mind to fit in. It's saying, I'm different. And I'm okay with that. You might not be okay with that all the time. But it's knowing that you are blessed as you walk forward. And then we have the Two of Cups right here. The Minor Arcana Lover's card. You are falling in love with your life, with yourself. You can have somebody coming in that sweeps you off your feet. A water sign energy. Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, an air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius can definitely be one of those signs, but it's somebody that connects with your heart and connects with your mind. It's not somebody who tries to change you. It's not somebody who tries to redefine you. It's somebody who adds to your prosperity in this line right here. It's going to be somebody whose mind is what you see first and whose heart is what guides them forward. And there is a love coming in and a love around you. Now, this could be a romantic love. This could be a friendship. This can be just a beautiful connection of heart. And as you move forward in this love and in this beauty, there are new job opportunities that open up to you. There's a celebration of what you truly desire. There can be moving house. There is the sense of blessings moving you forward. And there is a sense of a celebration akin to a wedding. Now, it might not be one of those weddings that, 50 million, 100 people are invited to. It might be a very low-key event. So there might be something very beautiful that's happening here that really only you celebrate. And that's enough because you're claiming your throne when it comes to knowledge. You are cutting through the doubts and the fears. And you have this beautiful inquisitive mind, Sagittarius, this beautiful way of words. And that is really being heightened during this time. You're going to see through communication, you feel more connected with yourself. You might find yourself talking to yourself or writing things out in a journal. There's going to be this need of open communication and this beauty that flows through you. As you embrace it, there is the sense of a marriage of your mind and your passion, of the way that you want to move forward, the determination and the power that you have. It moves you towards the Three of Swords, which is looking at the heartbreaks, the pains, and the disappointments. Here you see the Three Swords are stabbing her in the chest, or look like they are about to stab her in the chest. In the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, this is a heart with 3 swords stabbed in it. It's heartbreak, it's pain, it's disappointment, it's devastation, it's feeling overwhelmed. And with the 3 of Swords, it is looking at your heartbreak, your pain, your devastation, your hurt that you have accumulated throughout your life. And everybody has accumulated hurt, whether it be profoundly big hurt or little small hurts along the way. Paper cuts still hurt. They're little, they heal, but cuts still hurt. And so it's looking at the pain. And this is the first thing that comes into your mind when I say pain, disappointment, heartbreak. And it doesn't matter if other people would laugh. It doesn't matter if people go like, oh, that's no big deal, Sagittarius. What are you making such a big deal out of this? Why are you harping on this? It doesn't matter. But it matters to you. Therefore, it matters. So here you are looking at heartbreak and pain and disappointment. And you are starting to focus on what you love. And saying, you know what? Maybe this isn't for you. Maybe the pain, the hurt, the disappointment, maybe it's time to change the approach. All right? Meaning that, let's just say, you have been trying to write a story in a very certain way. You want it to be very detail-oriented, or you've been trying to paint a picture, and you want it to be very detail-oriented. But you start to change. And what if it's more emotion-based? What if it's capturing a sunset, but it's just through the expression of colors? What if that's it? And what if the heartbreak, the pain, and the disappointment that kept on growing inside was because you were looking at your gifts, not as gifts, but as hindrances? And now you're starting to see yourself for who you truly are and saying, you cannot fit a square peg in a round hole. Yes, you can if the peg is really, really small. All right, I'll give that to you. But it's saying, now it's time to be you. And you might look at yourself and think, what do I have to offer? Because so often we do that. We can see the blessings in everybody else. But when it comes to ourselves, we're like, what do I have to offer? What do I bring to the table? Love. I know you're going to roll your eyes and say, Dane, well, what's love got to do with it? Come on. Tina Turner moment. But here, it has everything to do with it. And wasn't Tina Turner wasn't she a Buddhist? And then she'd sit there, and when that song was handed to her, she said, I'm not singing this. Love has everything to do with it. And that's it. It has everything to do with it. And so you're looking at what you love. You're looking at the person you once were and the person you have grown to be. And why not be there for you? Why not say, you know what, you're going to make mistakes along the way. But your heart, your soul, your passion, your love, it has everything to do with it. And it's moving you forward. And it's changing your whole entire outlook. And it's powering your mind because your heart, the way I see things, and people disagree, most definitely, I see us as emotional beings. We are emotional beings. We come from the heart. And you might say, oh, Dane, that means we're messy and it's chaotic. Have you seen people? We are messy and chaotic, most likely at the exact same time. And sometimes our feelings towards things don't make a lick of sense. Embrace your heart. Look at your heart. And don't try to reason your heart away. Don't give your heart up for money. Don't give your heart up for what other people think. Look at your heart and say, this is my passion, this is myself. And as you do so, it molds your mind. Now, I'm not saying to be a pauper. I'm not saying to run off and join the circus. I'm saying to listen to your heart. Well, Spirit is saying, listen to your heart. It's going to bring a clarity to a situation where it felt like you were on a hamster wheel and you just couldn't get off. Listen to your heart. Cut through the doubts and fears, because Sagittarius, you are embracing your truth, your passion, your power, your magic. And magic, yes, it can be conjuring magic, but it is also the essence of yourself. Brahma said he hid the God's head within man because that is the one place we would not look for it. Look within. Look at that heart. Look at that passion. Look at that soul. It moves you forward. And as it does, you're going to see things that held you back from childhood, but you're also going to start to remember dreams you had from childhood. And while you release the negativity, you embrace the positivity, and you embrace who you are. I am of the firm belief that we know who we are when we are very small. And I know I have people write and they say, my kid wants to be a refrigerator when they grow up. Does that mean that they want to be a refrigerator? Well, they could want to be a place that holds delicious, beautiful food. So they might want to be a chef. They might see that as the place where magic starts, where it holds their favorite things, and it brings the family together. So yeah, in their head, they could want to be a refrigerator. But here, there's a sense of passion coming forward for you. And there's a sense of seeing what it is that you desire, of caring and of nurturing. And as the passion comes forward, you embrace what you love. You take the Two of Cups, the Minor Arcana Lover's card, and you say, I walk in love, because you do. And instead of crying over spilt milk, instead of sitting there and saying there should be more, look at what you have and rejoice. Rejoice in its beauty. Let's see what your Queen of the Moon cards have to say. How will Sagittarius be affected by the March 2020 full moon? How will Sagittarius be affected by the March 2020 full moon? How will Sagittarius be affected by the March 2020 full moon? Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. Fantastic. And now your Moonology cards. How will Sagittarius be affected by the March 2020 full moon? How will Sagittarius be affected by the March 2020 full moon? How will Sagittarius be affected by the March 2020 full moon? Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. I love that. I love your ending right here. It says, I'll get to that in a moment. I won't jump ahead. I want to, though. All right, at the heart of everything, we have will. Where there's a will, there's a way. And there's a tremendous will to you towards prosperity. There's a tremendous sense of moving towards something bigger, something greater, something very purposeful to you. And it brings you prosperity, it brings you bounty. But you're going to find that there's one thing that you really focus on during this time, and it's going to be a game changer for you. This moves you to the new moon in Leo, which says confidence is key to success. So as confidence is key to success, you look at the blessings that you have. You look at the love, the joy, the prosperity. You look at your heart's truth, and you hold firm and confidently to yourself, to what you desire, and to the way that you want to move forward. There will be setbacks. There always are. All right? It doesn't mean that I'm taking away from the positive. I know people sit there and they say, oh, Dane, you don't like to say anything positive. No, that's not true. That's not true. I just want things to be balanced in life because everybody is on their own journey. And these are general readings. So where you are and where the person standing next to you are and what needs to be heard, I will give you all aspects to help each and every person move forward. So here it is embracing your love, your heart, yourself, your soul, and knowing that confidence is your key to success. Believing that you deserve to stand there is half the battle. You are blossoming as you are embracing your change. You are seeing things differently and you are being inspired. You are also inspiring. There's a music, there's a radiance, there's a beauty. It's kind of like a singing bowl. You guys know how I love my singing bowls. And the Tibetan singing bowls, when they sing, they radiate through you. Just like music, it radiates through you. And then, I don't know if you do this, but I see it in color. I see it as this beautiful dance starting to happen and taking form and taking shape. And that's what I see around you. You're blossoming into this beautiful dance of energy, of power, of purpose. And it moves you to the full moon in Pisces, which says, balance spirituality with practicality. Don't let yourself be so into the spiritual realm that you forget the practicality of it all. And don't let yourself be so practical that you forget the heart of it all. And so here you have that love, you have that balance, you have that truth coming forward. And it leads you towards change. And celebrating change. So the change is going to be a bit intense because here you have her pushing back the moon and you have the lightning around and the geese or the seagulls, that's what it is, the seagulls. And so here there's this change that's coming and it's bringing with it happiness, but it's going to be a bit chaotic, or at least feel internally a bit chaotic. Or you might sit there and think, why is it taking so long? Why is it taking so long for me to start walking down this path, or start feeling this confidence within myself, or start embracing this truth? And that's because this is a time almost of a blue moon. It says, believe in the impossible. Believe it. The impossible becomes possible, and you claim it. Now, air sign energies. I myself am an air sign energy, so I know how we can be. Sharp-tongued. Be mindful of being sharp-tongued. You have this beautiful passion to you, Sagittarius, and added with a air sign energy, it can really stoke the fires, right? It can really make things burn brightly. But just be mindful that everybody else isn't going to be burning as brightly as you are, not as empowered or invigorated or, driven. And so you can be sharp-tongued with them because you're going to think, what the heck? Like, just keep up. And it's going to be very hard for them to keep up. So just know that, because the impossible is becoming possible, and you are knowing your mind. You are knowing what you desire, and you claim your throne. Most definitely. You're also brilliant during this time, so embrace that brilliance. And this leads you to knowing your path, and knowing that all the heartbreak, all the pain, all the disappointment, all the upset, all the upheaval that has been a part of your path, it wasn't for nothing. It was all part of the beautiful tapestry that is you. It was all part of your story. And just like a good story, it needs to have the trauma and the drama. I know it would be brilliant if it didn't. But just think of Siddhartha. All right? Siddhartha, he was a prince. And his father was told if he knew suffering, he would become the greatest mystic ever. He would become a great spiritual leader. But if he never knew suffering, he would become the greatest king, emperor ever. Right? So his father, who was a king or an emperor, he was like, listen, I don't want you to be a spiritual person at all. I want you to be king, just like me. So nobody was allowed to be around him that was over a certain age. He was never allowed to know suffering. Streets were cleared out when Siddhartha went out. They cleared them out. He never saw a beggar. He never saw poverty. He never saw hunger. He never saw dirtiness. Never. But one day, he was traveling, and the pre-planned route, there was an accident or something happened, and they were sitting there in traffic, and he said to his driver, he was like, why don't you just bring me another way? His carriage driver was like, no, we have to go this way. And he said, I am the prince. You will go the other way. I want to get back to my palace. And so they went the other way. And he saw a beggar in the street because that way wasn't cleared of, unsavory things. He saw a beggar in the street. That's the first time he saw hunger. That's the first time he saw poverty. That's the first time he saw old age. And it changed his life. And he became that great mystic. He became the Buddha. Even though his father tried his hardest to set him down another path. Your path becomes clear. It is always and constantly becoming clear. And it's through hardships, disappointments, heartbreaks, pains, through the Three of Swords, that our path becomes clear. And just like the Buddha, you are embracing greatness. And there is a greatness within you to move you forward. This moves you towards the gibbous moon, which says you're very close to achieving your goals, to claiming your throne, to embracing your heart, to living your soul. And as you do so, know that confidence is your key to success. And believe in the impossible, because it is becoming possible. Fear will hold you back. It always does. And right here we have this beautiful person breaking free of cages, but the fear can hold her right there and keep her from her truth. So that is going to be the main thing during this moon, Sagittarius, that you have to face. Fear will hold you back. In all its shapes, in all its forms, in all its doubts, in the nasty negative words that echo through your head. Fear will hold you back. Don't let it. And if it does, if you feel it tapping you on the shoulder and saying, oh no, stay here, look at it and say no. No, now it's time to fly. Now it's time to embrace something beautiful and new and passionate and yours. It's time to claim your throne. Awaken in your magic, because this moves you towards the waning moon, which says, what do you need to release? What fear, what heartbreak, what pain from your past, from your childhood, do you need to release to move you forward? What's holding you back? We all have something. Even if we've already released it, even if we've already said, oh, this has no power over me, it creeps back. It creeps back like this nasty little, bug. It just goes within you. And you'll see, oh, okay, I'm doubting myself again. Oh, okay, I believe I'm not worthy of this. Oh, okay, I'm waiting for the next shoe to drop. No. Release and fly to unbelievable heights. This moves you to the full moon in Pisces. You're balancing spirituality with practicality, and confidence is your key to success. Your subconscious message for this whole entire reading is the Three of Pentacles. The prosperity comes. Falls like pennies from heaven. I love that song. There'll be pennies from heaven for you and for me. Embrace it. Embrace it because you won't even realize it, and it starts to come. This leads you to the new moon in Virgo. So strong Virgo presence here. Sagittarius, a time of giving rather than taking. It's a time to give rather than to take. It's a time to give of your truth rather than to take of others' lies. You are also going to feel very helpful during this time. You're going to want to be helpful. Be mindful of your helpfulness, because there are some people who, if you put out your hand for them, they will pull you down into their pit. And that's not where you want to be, Sagittarius. Because you shine too bright for that. And you're also going to be going through this period where you're going to think like, oh, am I worthy of this? Do I know this? Can I move forward this way? Doubt, fear coming in. So just be mindful of the energy you have around you, right? Of who you have around you. And this moves you to your subconscious message from your Queen of the Moon, which is the void. You are embracing the void, the never-ending expanse of the cosmos, the stars, the galaxies, the power of your dreams. And what seems overwhelming is going to become focusing and astoundingly powerful. You're not sending your wishes out into a void. You are being heard. And remember, you are stardust. Those stars, what makes up the galaxy, also runs through your own veins, is a part of you. All right, Sagittarius, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you, and I love you all. Have a blessed moon. Bye.